Held ransom for decades by gangsters, drug addicts and criminals, Hanover Park is one of the most vulnerable communities in South Africa. A lack of space and opportunity have terrible consequences on the lives of the children growing up in this area. It is in desperate need of support.
Fathers abusing the mommy, or they're abusing alcohol, drugs, and doing it in front of the children. That's the reality.
The core problem in this community that we are living in, I would say, is a living space. You'll find in one family, and I've noticed it, that there is maybe a husband and a wife with 6 children. That to me is one of the causal factors of some of the violence and some of the aggression that the youth in Hanover Park is experiencing.
A few years ago I left this place. I went to prison for 11 years. I came back, it's still the same. There's no change in this place. It's prison or you're gonna die, so there's no other choice. It's one of the 2 choices in life.
This is my daughter's children. She's on drugs. She don't even care about her children. I want her out of my house, but she's bad. I love the door to her. It's on that door till I open the door. She don't even work for children, buy nothing for children. I must buy everything. But the clothes that she got on, I bought this for them.
This child's mother died of her kidneys. She was too weak, and now the children, they're alone there in the house. And now they made it a drug house where all the druggies come, they come drug there.
Young children spoiling their own life using drugs, and that's the main thing in this area, is the drugs.
Without positive role models, these children have little idea of a life outside of drugs, poverty and despair.
This is a nice place, but things are getting worse in this place. It's turning into crumbs. So before this place falls into crumbs, I will move out of this place.
Most of our kids, it's actually sad to say, they look up to gangsters.
And the children find a kind of a safe haven because the gang member, whatever, becomes a kind of a parent figure to the children. They look up to them, you understand? They give the children what the parents cannot give them. They're looking actually for authority, and that is where the problem starts.
This girl, she died at the age of 18, also because of the gang wars. She came from a friend and she crossed the field, and then a stray bullet got hold and then she was killed.
He was in grade 4 and he was what you call the gun carrier of the gang. So when they had the gang fights, he used to run along with them with the guns. And when the police did the searches or caught up with the gang members, they would find nothing on them. But he would then just be part of the crowd watching everything. And he's just kind of not come back to school last year. That is just the influence or the power that the gangs have over the learners.
A teenage girl, young, pregnant, being shot by, not even aiming at him, it was a stray bullet that hit her. I tell you, that was really some dramatic scene to see that day. That was bad, that was bad.
The tragedies of life in Hanover Park are felt around every corner, and the community has become trapped in a cycle of violence that affects the most vulnerable.
I mean, if you keep them away from drugs, you need to do something else, because the devil has got work for idling hands.
The gangsters are shooting us violence here in our place, and some of the times we can't play outside. They don't care about you, they just shoot. They shoot anyone. They don't care who you are, who child you are, what you are.
Once in the morning, it was a Saturday morning, down the road by us, there was a fight. The people was hitting each other with bricks and stuff, and they chased each other around in the courts and stuff on the park. But it wasn't very much safe there, so my mommy told me I should come inside because she didn't want me to watch the fight. And then they carried on, and at night you just hear gunshots fired. all over the place.
When me and my friends are playing outside and they would stand there and like just look over with the cigarettes and things like that. Oh, I don't really enjoy living here because of the crime, the gangsters, the type of people that's living here also. And they started shooting. People was going mad and we had to run in because of the madness outside.
While the parents and teachers of Blomvlei Primary School dream of a place where their children can find freedom from despair and fear, they need help to bring this vision into reality. The Tourism Development Trust has understood this need and have embraced the school and their vision.
Well, the trust was formed basically by 4 players in the tourism industry. We were all busy doing our own community projects, and we decided to consolidate our efforts, form a legal body, and take this whole concept of community development to greater heights. Basically, it's a school-based community centre. The reason we're basing it on a school ground is for security purposes. It's set in Hanover Park, which is a real sort of gang-infested neighbourhood, and the children have problems in the afternoon finding a comfortable and safe place to be and to study and to play.
So we're creating an experience in the site where it feels like a sanctuary. And when you enter there, the whole world around you disappears except for that beautiful mountain view. And you really feel like you're transported into an amazing place.
The centre will be environmentally sustainable. Natural lighting and ventilation, passive solar heating and rainwater collection have all been incorporated into the design.
I can't even describe to you how excited I am about just picturing the children being around here until 6 o'clock at night. To me, the dream is for our children to stay at school. It's basically creating the home away from home.
Projects like this must be sustainable. It must keep on going, must keep the interest so that they can really feed them, so they can see that whenever they are in trouble or in need, they can run to something.
The motivation is actually to create a blueprint for a centre which we can set up in this school, creating a safe space for the children, and then move it on to other areas all over the country where it's greatly in need.
These are people living basically on the breadline, and if we can make some sort of a difference in this kind of community, I think it has a knock-on effect in the broader society in the Western Cape and hopefully in the rest of the country too.
We've got the eco-friendly architects, we've got the project managers, all of the experts are in place. We need the money, and that's the reality.
Having activities for them to do, having supervised, structured homework programs for them to do, everything just becoming a hive of activity and positive activity, you know what I'm saying? The children being exposed to other things all the time.
We're hoping to really change the lives for the children in Hanover Park. We are hoping to make an enormous difference in their lives, and that's really where our hearts are at.
It's a really great project, and the returns are going to be long-term and forever.
This has the potential to break the cycle of crime and violence that is gripping our society and give our children a future full of hope and opportunity. Be a catalyst for change and join the TCD Trust in breaking the cycle of violence in this community.